Most people are playing a financial game they've already lost. You're throwing capital at the market like a slot machine, while a 22% credit card interest rate is systematically harvesting your future. It's financial insanity trying to fill a skyscraper-sized pool while the main drain is wide open. You aren't investing, you're performing a slow-motion execution of your own freedom. My name is the lead strategist. I spend my life obsessing over the absolute hierarchy of capital allocation used by the 1% to ensure they never move backward. Today, we tear down the facade and replace chaos with mathematical precision. Before we decode the system, how old are you and what is the number one financial leak currently draining your bucket? Comment below so we can plug the holes together. Welcome to the arena. The first principle: the cognitive shield. Before you purchase a single share of any company, you must establish your primary defense. The data is terrifying. 1 in 3 individuals cannot cover a $500 emergency. Their median savings have plummeted. These are the same people asking about AI stocks or speculative crypto assets. It is absurd. It is like debating the aerodynamics of a jet engine when you cannot afford the fuel to start the plane. An emergency fund is not just cash. It is your cognitive shield. When you lack a buffer, every unexpected car repair or medical bill becomes a high-stakes crisis. This crisis forces you to sell your investments at the absolute worst time. You become a forced seller. The elite are never forced sellers. They buy when there is blood in the streets because their personal fortress is impenetrable. The law of the shield dictates a 3-tiered deployment. First, $1,000 as a rapid response unit. Second, 1 month of living expenses. Third, the full 6-month fortress. Research from Vanguard proves that individuals with just $2,000 in emergency savings reported financial well-being scores 21% higher than those with zero. That tiny sum provides a massive shift in your ability to think long-term. Without this shield, your brain is in survival mode. In survival mode, you make mistakes. In survival mode, you lose. The second principle: the eradication of parasites. Once your shield is deployed, you must hunt the parasites. High-interest debt is financial gravity. It pulls you down regardless of how hard you attempt to climb. Credit card debt is currently averaging over 22% interest. Mathematically, carrying a 22% debt while trying to earn 10% in the S&P 500 is a guaranteed way to lose 12% of your net worth every single year. You cannot outinvest a parasite that grows twice as fast as the market. Paying off a 22% credit card is the only investment on earth that provides a guaranteed, tax-free, risk-free 22% return. Not even the greatest hedge fund managers in history can promise you that. Imagine $5,000 in debt. With minimum payments, you burn $2,800 in interest over 5 years. That is $2,800 of your life force handed directly to a banking executive who is laughing at your lack of discipline. The elite use the debt avalanche, list every debt, pay the minimums, focus every extra cent on the highest interest rate first. This is not about feeling good, it is about mathematical dominance. Ask yourself this and answer in the comments. Are you currently the master of your capital, or are you a servant to a banking institution? If you are still paying interest, what is the one useless luxury you are killing today to reclaim your soul? The third principle: the golden leverage. There is one anomaly in this sequence: the employer match. This is the only time in your life you will find a 100% immediate return on investment. If your employer matches your contribution up to 6% and you refuse it, you are declining a pay raise. You are leaving free capital on the table for no logical reason. Even with high-interest debt, the 100% return from the match is mathematically superior. It is a rare market inefficiency that justifies pausing your debt payoff. If you earn $50,000 and your employer matches 50 cents on the dollar up to 6%, contributing $3,000 earns you an instant $1,500 profit. That is a 50% return before the market even moves. But beware of the invisible hand: the vesting schedule. Some companies require you to stay for years before that money truly belongs to you. If you are a short-term mercenary, that match is a mirage. But for the builder playing the long game, this is your first major leverage point. Capture the match, then pivot back to killing the debt. If you are starting to feel bored because we are talking about accounts and rules, that is your average mindset trying to sabotage you. The system wants you bored, so you stop paying attention and keep losing. The next 3 steps are where the real wealth is hidden. This is the difference between retiring at 40 or working until you are 70. Pay attention. The 4th principle, the sovereignty of the IRA. Once the debt is dead and the match is captured, you enter the tax optimization zone. This is where the masses get lazy and the elite get tactical. Most people blindly dump money into their employer 401k because it is easy. This is a strategic error. Corporate 401k plans are often infested with fees. Management fees of 1 to 2% act like termites in the floorboards of your financial house. Over 30 years, a 2% fee can devour 30% of your total wealth. The individual retirement account or IRA gives you sovereignty. You choose the custodian. You choose the low-cost index funds that charge 0.03% instead of 1.5%. In 2025, you can shield $7,000 here. You must choose your weapon, Roth or traditional. The rule is absolute. Pay tax on the seed, not the harvest. If you are early in your career and your income is low, choose the Roth. Pay the small tax now so you never pay tax on the millions you will withdraw later. If you are a high earner in your peak years, take the traditional deduction now to lower your current tax bracket. Tax diversification is not an option. It is a requirement for survival. The 5th principle, the financial immortal, the HSA. This is the most underutilized weapon in the financial arsenal, the Health Savings Account, or HSA. It is a legal tax haven hiding in plain sight. It offers a triple tax advantage that no other account can match. 1. The contribution is tax-deductible. 2. The growth is tax-free. 3. The withdrawals for medical expenses are tax-free. In 2025, you can contribute $4,300 as an individual or $8,550 for a family. The average person uses this to pay for a dental cleaning. The elite use the time capsule strategy. They pay for their current medical bills out of pocket and keep the receipts in a digital vault. They let the HSA money stay invested in aggressive index funds. Because there is no expiration date on reimbursements, you can let that money compound for 30 years and then reimburse yourself in 2055 for a surgery you had today. It is a way to pull money out of the market tax-free for any reason, provided you have the receipts. After age 65, it essentially turns into a traditional IRA for non-medical expenses. But since healthcare is the largest expense in retirement, this is your secret weapon against the medical industrial complex. Maximize this before you touch your 401k again. Most of you have been conditioned to fear the costs of getting older. How does the idea of a $500,000 tax-free medical vault change your perspective on aging? Tell us the truth. What is the biggest financial fear you have been suppressing? Let it out in the comments so we can dismantle it. The 6th principle, the fortress walls. 401k maximization. Only after securing your match, maxing your IRA, and funding your HSA do you return to your employer 401k to fill the remaining capacity. In 2025, that limit is $23,500. By this stage, you are sheltering over $35,000 a year from the IRS. You are no longer a participant in the system. You are an architect of your own economy. The average person saves 6% because they want to fit in. The 1% save until it hurts, then they save more because they want to be free. This stage is about volume. It is about letting the sheer force of compound interest work on a massive principal amount without the friction of annual taxation. Every dollar you shelter here is a soldier working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with no holidays. The 7th principle, the bridge to freedom. Taxable accounts. We finally arrive at the destination most people try to start at, the taxable brokerage account. This is the Wild West of investing. No limits, no age restrictions, no protection. The greatest enemy here is tax drag. In a tax-advantaged account, a 7% return over 30 years on a $10,000 annual investment turns into $944,000. In a taxable account, because you are paying taxes on every dividend and every capital gain, that same 7% might only net you $700,000. That is a $244,000 penalty for being structurally inefficient. However, the taxable account is your bridge to freedom. If you want to retire at 40, you cannot wait for an IRA that locks your money until 59 and a half. This account provides the liquidity for early exit. It provides the capital for a dream estate or a new venture. And under current law, these accounts receive a step-up in basis at death. This means your children can inherit millions in gains and pay zero capital gains tax. This is how dynasties are formed. This is how you ensure your name is remembered. The philosophy of Channel is built on a single truth. Wealth is not about the accumulation of things. It is about the accumulation of time. Following this order of operations is not about restriction. It is about becoming untouchable. When you have a shield, no parasites, and a triple tax advantage fortress, the chaos of the world becomes irrelevant. You are no longer stressed by the headlines because you have replaced hope with a system. You have replaced anxiety with mathematics. For those of you still watching, the true builders, here is the hard truth. The greatest threat to this entire sequence is not a market crash or a tax hike. It is social pressure. As you move through these steps, your income will rise. Your peers will buy the new German SUV. They will upgrade to the mansion they cannot afford. They will look at your disciplined lifestyle and call you boring. The 1% know that every dollar spent on a depreciating status symbol in your 30s is $100 stolen from your legacy. Do not upgrade your lifestyle until your passive investments can pay for that upgrade twice. Until then, stay lean. If your friends do not understand your vision, get new friends. Surround yourself with the visionaries who value freedom over appearance. If this deep dive into financial law provided value, perform the exchange, like this video and subscribe. Share this with one person who is currently sabotaging their future. To prove you are part of the elite who finished the mission, comment the secret password, "I am awake." The map is now in your hands, the bridge is in front of you, but only you can choose to cross it. Click the video on the screen now to master the specific asset allocation required to fill these accounts. Build your legacy or be forgotten.